Hello everybody, and welcome back to Maker's Acres. Today I'm going to be diagnosing an issue with the alternator on my CAT299D. I noticed a couple weeks ago that the battery was dying very quickly, and I've had to keep it plugged into a charger or I would not be able to start it. At first I thought it was just the battery, but you will see in a second that my battery voltage is low even while running, which points to something wrong with the alternator. That should be way higher voltage right now, so let's dig into that. And this was about the time I noticed that I forgot to disconnect the battery first. You can see the rear is packed with junk. This gives me hope that maybe the brushes are just loaded up with crud and maybe I can get lucky and just clean them out and get this working again. I'm going to pressure wash this to clean it up a bit before I take it apart. So I should have run this test before I disassembled everything. This is a simple diode test, and you're supposed to be able to touch this positive wire, touch the case. Let's do this. There should be nothing there. One way should be about, yeah, that's about right. The other way should be absolutely nothing. That is not the case. So we have a bad diode. So I can disassemble this further. I don't think I'll be able to service this. I think this is going to be a little bit too much work for this one. Okay, there we go. So you can see the diodes in here. Does not seem like user serviceable components, at least not on this model. That is a bummer. I mean, if you could get this lower part, you could replace it. You could unsolder it, put it back, you could, but the way those are in there, holy cow. Some of them I've seen the diodes on the outside and you can get to those, but this is not one of those. Let's see if we can find something on this part number, because that's probably more true to what we need. This might explain some of the issues I've been having for a while. By that I mean the battery would die within a couple of days if I did not use the machine. This is one of the symptoms of diodes going bad. Current can leak back into the alternator when not in use, causing a slow drain on your battery. So here we are, about 2 weeks later. I found this alternator on Amazon for about 180 bucks. That's way better than what CAT wants, which is a cool G for one. This looks identical, as far as I can tell, to the one that pulled out from CAT. It does not have Mitsubishi's name on it, so that's the only thing I can see that's different. But if I were to guess, I'd say it came out of the same factory. Let me pull out the other parts. So when we look at this, I mean, that's the same casting. I don't see anything different about it. This might be just something that's been rebuilt, and it's probably fine. I did find a Mitsubishi repair kit for the other one, which includes all of the electronics in the lower portion, as well as new bearings for about 50 bucks, but I thought I would give this one a try first. I'll always have that one to fall back on. Okay, I'm just using a little Scotch-Brite here. I'm cleaning up some corrosion on this contactor. It's probably pretty good. I'm going to put a little bit of this on there, dielectric gel. Okay, that's on there. There we go. And that does clip in. Here comes the fun part. Since it does get ground through the body, you definitely want this stuff to be conductive to the frame. Let's do the back. So I'm going to try to bring this over and then tighten it down. Just have to be careful not to touch this negative, because that could ground out to the frame, and then this is direct positive to the battery. Okay. Got to get this nut on the back. I think it's going. Yeah. Just a little rust down there, but probably have to retighten it after it runs a little bit. Okay. That looks pretty good. Okay. Now before I reconnect this, I want to deal with the fuel pump. So let's get that out of there, leave the battery disconnected, and get the fuel pump out. So one of the things I don't like about this design is dirt gets down in here, and when you change these, there's dirt all over this bottom part. It just to me, can introduce some contaminants. And that never comes out, because when you think about the dirt coming here every time you wash it, it's just putting crap down in there. So that's one of the things I do not like. I'm going to skip covering the fuel pump swap as I have a video about this already. One thing I do want to mention though is that I found a supplier of this pump that is way cheaper than CAT. It even has the same electrical connection, all you need to do is swap the fittings, but to me that's worth it for a fraction of the price of the CAT branded pumps. As always, just like most of the other parts you've seen in my videos, the link is down in the description. This feels pretty good, and according to the manual, the belt should deflect 10 to 12 millimeters or 0.39 to 0.47 inches with 10 kilograms or 22 pounds of force applied to it. Oh, it's not. Let that get caught. Hey, look at that, 14 volts.
That's better than 11.
That means she is charging.
Yay!
Huzzah!
I helped!
As always, thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. It doesn't cost you a dime. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Oops. 60 ohms. Well, I'm gonna put it in there. See what happens.
What's the worst that could happen?
Catches fire, I guess.
Well, we got a fire extinguisher.